What's up? I'm a bum with like 5,000 hours on solo Rust, and today I'm going to show you how I go deep and the benefits to going deep and how you can actually do it properly. And if that's not credentials enough, let me show you this clip.
Hold on.
So we ended up deeping this team for pretty much all of their sulfur here, and later in the video, I'm going to show you me deeping a 12-man Zerg. I'm just going to show you this same wipe we full deep to, well, not full deep. This team we didn't full deep. We just got their box of sulfur, but we deep two teams, and pretty regularly in my wipes, I'll deep usually one or two teams per wipe. It sort of depends on the wipe, but my average is probably one team that I've deeped per wipe. So I'm going to show you guys kind of the method of how I do this. I want to get into our first clip here. But one thing I want to explain real quick before we get into it is it's kind of the full deeping a team is sort of like this, okay? Obviously we've seen as risk increases, reward also increases. This is reward. Full deeping is probably about here where, the risk is very high, but also the reward is very high. It's kind of a play that you kind of want to do sort of sparingly. And the thing about full deeping a team is it can be very useful because, let's say you're a solo or a duo, small group, you know what I mean? And there's a big group in your area and you need to take them down a peg, you can seriously grief them like majorly if, you steal their whole box of sulfur and whatnot. So I think full deeping is a very valuable tool, but it shouldn't be something you only try to do. And the success rate is probably not as high as you would think. It's probably like 5 or 10% per attempt. Yeah, just keep those things in mind. Anyways, let's get into our first team here and let me explain a couple things. Okay, so this team was a team. This is the 12-man Zerg. This is a team who built next to us pretty much like, I think like 8 hours into wipe, and they were getting pretty progressive. We were pretty worried about them because we're just a duo, and these guys are deep. I'm going up here. At this point in the wipe, we have Thompsons, we have tier 2, we're about to be tier 3, and we're not really worried about losing guns such as a double barrel or a pump. So I'm kind of going kitted here. I went with both because DB, is very good for killing two people immediately. Pump is very good for killing rapid, killing lots of people rapidly. So I kind of wanted to have both at my disposal. It's a little greedy, but you could have just done this with one or the other. But we'll show you guys how it plays out.
Let's shoot their base.
They see.
On the roof right now.
So Caesar gets the calm. They're on the roof. So I ladder up.
3 times.
And they close here. Little unfortunate. And they actually do see me, this window here. So obviously they're probably not gonna come out. There's no reason for them to. And I end up sitting here just for a bit. You can see I play some build up. I probably sat here for about 1 or 2 minutes, but I was just kind of waiting for something to happen, right?
Coming up, PB.
Eventually, I hear them out with water. I hear water, you heard that?
There's a guy outside, unless it's you. LC.
So somehow they found their way out of base and are trying to kill me.
Killed SMG. Killed another.
Okay, coming over to
Killed
DB.
another. All dead.
So that's where the pump is very valuable. It's very, very good at killing people in rapid succession. The DB is more for like, if there's two, the DB does shoot faster than the pump. So if you know there's only two, you can make great work with the DB. But here, pump was very ideal.
Nice. You're insane.
I'm dropping guns off the side of their base on my side.
So here, my teammate, this is our base right over here. My teammate Caesar's coming over. I'm staying on their base because I've created this sense of urgency. I've stolen a lot of their kits. They're very, 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 wanting to come back out. They want to fight for these kits. They don't want to take this big of a loss. So I'm trying to keep the pressure on by staying on top of their base and kind of offloading, the guns to my teammate who can safely bring them back to base while I'm still on their roof.
Can you bring like a lot of shotgun ammo? They're pulling up and I can't even kill them.
After I dropped the guns to my teammate, I was out of ammo here. It's kind of a blunder on my part, but I'm still trying to keep pressure up, so I decided to take this fight anyways. I can only kill one of them here.
Yeah.
I had to pickaxe this guy. Oh my, he combat knifed me.
So a bit of a blunder on my part. I probably shouldn't have taken this fight, but I wanted to keep the pressure on. So I decided to, even though I was out of shotgun ammo, try to kill him with the ice pick. Didn't go my way. But from this interaction, I've taken away a couple things. First off, these guys aren't that good. You guys saw the pump play. They were peeking me one by one individually, and they were very kind of loose with how they peeked me, right? Second off, a play is definitely possible, because they're not that good. And those were kind of the key things I noted. So me and Caesar decided to go back.
Nice end to that.
Actually, before we went back, sorry, I forgot that I put this clip in. We create a sense of kind of urgency because they're shooting us from their base. They're just being kind of pricks. This is another reason we were kind of messing with them.
Honestly.
But I end up killing this naked outside his base with a P2, right? So immediately they're probably going to have doors open. They're probably going to be going to roof to try to recover that P2. And that's when we decide to go over.
I just killed a P2 outside their base.
So me and Caesar go over. I don't think they've actually gotten the P2 at this point. You can see a lot of doors are open here. We got a door over here that's open. We got a door over here that's open. They're very on edge. They're kind of wanting to recover some of this loot that they've been losing.
It's weird. It's weird.
So that guy, I think, was combat knife on the roof. I don't know what he was doing.
Killed one.
One dead.
Nice. There's one on roof. Dead.
Nice. Dead. Full dead. I got a P2.
Crafting a building plan.
I can
Caesar-
boost you. You
Caesar
can
boost
loot
me.
it.
Yeah, please
Come,
boost.
come, come.
Boost over
Right
here.
here.
Right here.
So yeah, my teammate, comes up with the play to boost me. W teammate.
Did you get the P2 on that side?
I got one P2.
Wait, come here, before you go back to base. Please.
What?
Take.
Once again, got 300 cloth here, so I'm just trying to offload this to my teammate, so that we don't really lose anything too valuable and we're able to, kind of bleed these guys of their resources.
Opportunity.
Find some more gunpowder here.
Oh my goodness, wait, come back, one more time, I'm sorry.
Oh my.
One's in here though.
Once again, just offloading, the gunpowder. But, they're obviously on timer. They just lost a fight. This guy probably just got off timer. You can hear him opening doors in the base, and this is what plays out.
Bro.
So yeah, they're trying to come back out obviously as fast as possible, and they make the mistake here of opening a door. They probably didn't know that their top door was open still. So that's probably why they were so, casual about opening this door. But this is the thing. We made them make so many mistakes. We kind of got them on timer. And, this is such a big group. They aren't going to be super coordinated. They're not all going to know if the top doors are open or not.
Full deep.
So yeah, we we go full deep here. And the first instinct I have is to search all the boxes for something that I can raid the TC with, so I can get control of the base. That's my number one priority, is getting control of the base. In this base, I see a bunch of sulfur, but I don't really see a lot of explosives, unfortunately.
Do you need anything?
These guys were insanely loaded, by the way. But I really wasn't able to find any sort of explosives, so I ended up just breaking all their bags. You can see I start breaking their bags here. I ended up just breaking all their bags, and then that was pretty much the end of the interaction. They didn't really try to come back, and we were able to get all the loot
I'm gonna bring
out.
a ladder though, so I can get in for anything.
So yeah, we placed a drop box on the side of their wall and just got all the loot out. But that was the first interaction. That was a pretty deep team. There ended up being 12 total bags in the base. I think there were about 8 or so of them online. But insane interaction. But that was just kind of, a big group is very easy to full deep because they're sort of uncoordinated. If they're a good group, they're not going to get full deep, obviously. But if they're big, they're going to make lots of mistakes. Okay, and then the second example here is the intro clip I showed you. And I'll do a lot more explaining because that one kind of had layers to it.
Doesn't matter. Yep.
So this team was about, I think, 6 deep, maybe 7. We didn't really know. We were kind of... We kind of avoided this team a lot during wipe, but they were very close to our base, and they had been controlling missile silo. They had AKs. They were very loaded early into wipe, and they were a big threat to us. They were probably the biggest group in our area. They'd been raiding other teams in our area. So, obviously we kind of we couldn't raid them. We couldn't do anything. We couldn't really PvP them. At this point, we were tier 2. They were tier 3. A duo with tier 2 is not going to be a 7-man with tier 3 weapons. So an airdrop ended up getting called here, and I'm pulling up. Me and Caesar actually are pulling up with a DB. And I have ladders, obviously. I'm trying to get on top of their base. So you can hear a lot of fighting right now. That's just they're fighting a different team for control of the airdrop right now. So once again, if you can create sort of a sense of chaos, right? Like they're already in this sense of panic. They're not really worried about grubs. They're fighting a different team. They've got bigger things on their mind, right? This is a perfect time, you know, we can slide in and go for a play like this. So I end up laddering it. And
Killed AK.
Caesar ends up killing one of them. Pretty nice. I'm absolutely chopped and miss both of my DB shots. Absolutely horrendous display of skill right there.
I have AK.
Okay, just leave.
I don't know that I can. I'm like trapped in their external right now, Chris. I have AK kit right now though.
So I end up dying here, not able to recover the body. Kind of a tragic whiff on the MP5 guy at the start of the clip. I'm kind of washed. I haven't played the game in like a couple weeks at this point, but you know, I did my best.
You could probably run.
But what I noted from that interaction before I went back, this was me going back, obviously, but before I went back, I noted this group is not great under pressure. Obviously, you know, you can see here, sort of in the clip, you know, when I ladder on the roof of their base, you know, this guy's very unaware. He's very concerned about people towards the airdrop.
Killed AK.
This guy's also sort of unaware. This guy is just kind of, I don't even know what he's doing. But, you know, these guys didn't even hear my ladder. They weren't even concerned about it. They were just concerned about the airdrop in this direction. Very easy to ladder on their base. Very easy to take control of it. They don't have turrets. Nothing crazy going on.
I'm like trapped in their external right now, Chris. Though.
You could probably run.
So anyways, I end up going back, and this time, once again, similar to how there was an airdrop before, this time Heli was taken down. Something that they're, you know, very much going to be they're very much, you know, wanting to fight over. So there's kind of that sense of chaos there already with Heli being taken down.
Hold on, wait for me.
He's gonna get to the roof, and I don't want that to happen.
Go.
So I end up going up here.
Killed one.
Caesar ends up killing one. Very nice. But I'm going to peek down and try to help him here.
Got HM.
Leave.
I see my teammate immediately get slimed out.
Oh, I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead.
So right there, you know I can't really make a play for the gun on ground. I can hear them opening a bunch of doors in base, so I'm expecting them to come to roof sometime soon after this. But they end up not coming to roof for a while.
They're all outside. Why?
They're
Shouldn't the
going.
why are they even there? They probably think that was only me, bro.
I know.
I'm gonna come back.
So yeah, like Caesar said, they probably think it was only him, and there's kind of the sense of security that they have right now. You know, they have teammates outside of their base, so you know, no DBs nearby. So the teammates in base probably think roof is very safe. You know, they're not really concerned about any other threats because their teammates have very good control of the base, or so they think. I'm kind of in a great position here where I'm just kind of tucked here, right? And you know, I end up waiting for a little bit. And eventually what happens, you know how I mentioned Heli was taken down? All the players outside, which is about 4 to 5 of them, end up going to Heli, which is at supermarket, kind of a little bit far away from their base. But essentially, there's only one player or two, maybe, I'm not really sure, left at their base here. So, you know, I'm on the roof and they don't even know. He ends up opening here, and here's the big takeaway from this video that I want you guys to get. If you take away anything, okay, most players in this situation would see, oh my goodness, I just killed a Tommy set, I'm going to run, okay? And this is why you will never full deep anybody. If you have this mentality, you will never full deep a single person, okay? Because here's the thing. We were already tier 2, I mentioned. So this Tommy, this gear set, it would be nice to get back to base, but it's not absolutely game changing. You know, an extra Tommy set is it's kind of whatever to us. You know what I mean? Like, it. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to have it, right? So most people here would simply just take this Tommy back to base. They'd take this and they'd go back to base immediately, right? But if you truly want to full deep a team, you need to go into the mentality of like door camping them or like grubbing them with the intention of going full deep. My intention here is not to just get his Tommy set. My intention here was to go as deep as I could. So I pick up his Tommy set, but I notice a lot of doors are open. So I'm gonna try to go deep. I'm gonna go try to go deep. I end up seeing that I make it pretty deep in the base. Obviously, you know, everything's closed off here, so my plans of going full deep are unfortunately probably over. You can see I just turn around, you know, just I'm kind of very quickly done with the idea of going full deep. Plus, it's like a 5 or 6 men, so I'm not gonna like camp them and see if they open more doors. If it's a solo, I probably could camp them and see if they open more doors. But against a team this size, my goal is now just loot and get out. So you can see just very quickly, just grabbing guns, things, stuff of value here. You know, stuff that's actually important. You know, you can see there's a lot of sort of junk in this box. You know, it's all good, but I'm kind of just interested in the high value loot. And that's when I come across this box. And we ended up stealing. So we ended up stealing pretty much all their sulfur, as you can see in that clip. And we were very scared that this team was going to raid us and there was nothing we could do, right? And this is one of the this is why full deeping is so valuable. If you can set a team back this much, it can save you from a raid. Like we were seriously probably going to get raided by this team. They were raiding all the other groups in our area, but by stealing this amount of sulfur from them, we guaranteed they didn't have enough boom to raid us. So this is the value of going full deep. So this next part is just showing you how to kind of recover, you know, the loot. Kind of just my thought process of that. I end up getting out of their base here. I'm not hearing anybody outside, so I'm not really worried about anybody being outside of the base right now. Plus, they're probably still fighting for heli or at heli right now. So I end up getting out here. But you can see this area in front of me is just very open. There's not really anywhere to go without being spotted.
Caesar.
I end up
Yeah.
finding these bushes here where they're just not going to be able to find me really. And I'm kind of trying to think of a solution of how do I get this loot back to my base safely.
Can't die.
So first things first, you know, I open my inventory and I'm trying to think of any resources I have, specifically cloth. And I come up with the idea to stash my loot, right? But you can see I only have 17 cloth, which is only enough for one stash.
Are you on the way back?
Can't die.
Oh my god.
Can't die.
So I end up making a stash here, as you can see.
I get away.
And here I'm just, you know, since I only had enough resources for one stash, what's going through my mind is I just need to stash the most valuable stuff out of this. I ended up stacking the gunpowder because the gunpowder is obviously more valuable than sulfur. High qual,
Are
high
they
qual.
are they chasing?
And then so all the high qual is stashed, a little bit of sulfur is, and I'm end up burying this. So now that I've buried that, I kind of just have no other choice other than to make a break for it. If I stay in this area long enough, they're just going to find me, you know, roaming outside of their base. Their base is literally right here. You can see it in a second. So yeah, their base is right here. I just need to go.
Bro,
and what I'm looking for right now
they're just
when I'm
Track
running,
it, bro. There's no.
what I'm looking for when I'm running is a lot of foliage. I'm just trying to run through all these bushes to make it so that they don't really have a exact line of sight on me.
Way.
Just make it slightly harder for them.
To raid us.
So anyways, I end up making it far enough that I get out to the ocean. The ocean's a great place to go for escaping teams because you can just dip below the water even if you don't have a diving suit, and it's very hard for them to spot you, right?
It's not even.
But the water's not shallow or deep enough here for me to go under the water yet.
And they still.
And they end up shooting me. So this at this part I was really scared, you know. Obviously their base is right here. They could probably kill me, you know. They have
They're
AKs.
shooting at me. We'll be fine.
I end up just you know, dropping all the loot in the ocean.
Dropping it like all in the water, and I'm swimming a different direction.
So yeah, I ended up just swimming a different direction, like I said in the video, and I came back like 30 minutes later and picked up all the loot. So that's kind of how that's kind of my guide to full deeping. It's very, very, very valuable if you're a small team, even if you're a big team. I'd recommend doing it. When you have when a DB is something where it's kind of expendable. You're not really concerned about losing a DB. Maybe you're tier 2, you have guns, you're not really worried about a DB. It's a great play to take teams in your area down a peg. And that last team, after I stole their box of sulfur, they kind of just they were demoralized. They got off. They got off. They didn't play the rest of day 1. Up to that point exactly, they had been on the entire day. But immediately after that, they logged off and we didn't have to deal with them. And I mentioned they were the missile silo team. So we ended up being able to run missile silo with no problems because they ended up getting off the server. They were so upset about that box of sulfur that they rage quit. I mean, it's seriously just a powerful tool. But anyways, I'm gonna be uploading some Rust content soon. I'm hoping I can get a good wipe going here. I'm excited. I'm excited to get some Rust movies going again. It's been a while since I've done that on my channel. But thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, subscribe.